Hey everybody, my name is James Niccolo. This video is for TED 300, step 2 of peer-to-peer teaching process. In this video I'm going over my 8th grade lesson on reducing algebraic expressions. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Oh, and bear with me, this is going to be my whiteboard. Sorry, don't have one. Okay, so the kid will be coming into class. This will be the very beginning of class. So I would say, hey, good morning everybody, how are we doing? You know, wait for some feedback, maybe chit chat with the students real quick. Say, okay, cool. So normally at the start of class, what we do is that we go over homework and correct our homework. We're going to put that on the back burner for now. We might get to that later today, otherwise we'll just do it tomorrow. We're actually going to be starting on a different lesson. And, you know, it's going to be a new-ish topic. We've kind of gone over it in the past. You may have with other teachers and stuff. Some of the concepts are going to be similar, but we're going to be going over reducing algebraic expressions. So, with this, I'm going to walk you through two problems. I'm going to write them on the whiteboard and need your notebook with your notes that you guys use, the one that actually you write down your notes and write down the example problems for reference. And then obviously your writing utensil. So while you guys are grabbing that out, what I'm going to do is first kind of talk about some of the parts of reducing algebraic expressions. Now we have the variables, you know, the 2x, 4x, 3y, 7y. With the integers, 1, 7, 4, 100, 3 million, anything like that. In order of operations, we've gone over, you know, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So I'm going to go over two problems, and then we're going to work on some stuff after. So the first problem, again, we're reducing. We're not solving for anything. We're just reducing. So there's going to be no equal sign. So our first problem is going to be 1 plus 2x minus 3x plus 4 plus 4x and then minus 6. So, got that on the board, and then how are we doing? Got this written down yet, everybody? Yay, nay, maybe so. Alright, cool, so we're good. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is combine like terms. Remember, like terms are literally things that look the same. We're going to put them into their own little categories right now. It's going to make it a lot easier to get the final product of the reduced expression. So, we're going to put the variables together, remember, like terms, and the integers together, again, like terms. They're very similar. So we'll start with the variables. So we've got 2x minus 3x plus 4x. Put a big comma so we can separate them. We're going to put it all together eventually, so bear with me. But we're just going to separate them so it's a little easier to figure out what our reduced values are. We got 1 plus 4 minus 6. So, we got 2x minus 3x. If we put those together, that would be negative 1x. And then put that together, we would get 3x. So that's one side. So, see how I separated them here? Okay, cool. And we solved for that, put these together. Booyah, that's how we got the 3x. That's on one side. And then we got 1 plus 4 is 5, and then minus 6, negative 1, right? So again, make sure you got all that. All bam, 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 negative 1x. So again, all the parts that we did. Now let's put those together. So this would be saying 3x minus 1, because remember, negative 1 is kind of the same thing as a minus 1, unless you're doing multiplication or subtract or division. But in this case, we're just combining them. So that's the same thing as saying 3x minus 1. Or if you want to, you can say negative 1x plus, or excuse me, negative 1 plus 3x. Same thing, you're just flopping where you put the components. Doesn't matter, but in this case, this is how we're doing it. So that's the first problem. Got any questions so far? If they say no, we proceed. If they have questions, I would answer questions. All right, cool. So again, the answer is 3x minus 1. Again, if you flip-flop it, doesn't matter. It says the same thing, means the same thing, just looks a little different. So the next one's going to be a little trickier. So we got 3x squared minus 4 plus 3 parentheses 4 plus x minus x squared plus 7 times 2x. Alright, so I know it's going to take a little bit longer to write down, so let's go ahead and write that down in our notebook. Now, quick interruption, I'm going to probably have to flip the page, so bear with me on that. If it was a whiteboard, obviously I'd have a lot more room. Now back to the lesson. Okay, cool. So we got this written down yet? Yay, nay? How many people are still working on this? Show hands. Okay, we're good. Cool. Alright, so again, this one's going to be a lot trickier because there's a lot more stuff to it. As you can see, it's one, a longer problem, but two, there's a lot of gibbity, bobbity, boobity, gook put together, right? Yes, I just made that up. Now, what are we going to do first? We're going to combine like terms. Yeah, that's what we're going to do first. So, this time we have something new. We get the x squared. The x squared has to go by itself. That's a whole separate category of items. It's not the same thing as an x. I mean, it's technically, x times x. But when you're writing it down in an equation or an expression, it's got to be in its own little separate world, its own little separate category. It's its own value. So, we got the 3x squared minus, if I could write, my bad, minus, not plus, come on, Mr. Nicolau, minus x squared, comma again, because that's how we're kind of breaking stuff up. Then we got our x's. Now this part gets a little tricky. So we have the x in the parentheses. Okay, so in this, remember, when we have parentheses, we're going to multiply that 3 all the way through, distribute it all the way across. So that's actually saying, 12 plus 3x. So we're going to write that underneath. And then over here, got the 7 times 2x. So 7 times 2 is 14. So that's a 14x. So again, we got the 3x from the thing that was inside the parentheses plus 14x. Okay? You guys with me so far? Alright, I know I threw a lot of stuff at you. Any questions yet? If they have any questions, entertain them. If they don't, keep moving. So, then we got our last part, which is just the integers, just the actual numbers themselves. So again, we got the 12 that we got from the parentheses, and then the minus 4. That's it. It's a pretty easy one, isn't it? So we got negative 4, minus 4, negative 4, whichever you want to call it, plus 12. So, again, now we combine each little group together, kind of solve for whatever that value is going to be. So at this point, we got the 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. And then we have a 3x plus 14x, which is 17x. And then negative 4 plus 12 is what? 8. Yep, 8. So again, write those down, combine them, do all the fancy stuff, and now we're just going to put it all together, okay? Cool. So we have 2x squared plus 17x plus 8. And it's all pluses, right? Because we got no negative values up here. There's no negative values, right? So it's all plus. So in that 2x squared plus 17x plus 8 is our answer. So here's our two problems. We've got a simple one and a more complicated one. Didn't do one with division, but we've done plenty of division by this point on all kinds of different things. Now, for this lesson, you won't really need a calculator. You shouldn't need a calculator. We're not going to get into the decimals and anything of that nature anytime soon. So, at this point, what we're going to do is we got this in our notes, right? So the next problem is going to be on our Chromebooks. In our school we use Chromebooks. Quick interruption. We also do some handouts, but a lot of our stuff's on our Chromebooks. Back to the lesson. So we have stuff on our Chromebook, and that's going to be our next lesson. You should see 5 problems on there. It's posted on the classroom. And from there, what we're going to do is your small table groups that you guys are with, your groups of 3 to 4, we're going ahead and solve the problems together. Give you about 20-ish minutes to work on that, and then we'll quickly go over the problems. And that's all I got for my video. Thank you very much.